What's up, guys? It's Dustin with Two Brothers Comics. I got a book I want to show off and talk about today. Been talking about it for the past couple of days, that it was something I was looking forward to getting today. Went to the shop. If you want to hear how this went, stay tuned. All right. Let's see if we have anybody hanging out. We got Adrian, Mr. Pandawesome, one of our members here at Two Brothers Comics. Thanks for hanging out, man. We got Tyler Shattered Glass, another member. Ruben Guzman, another member. We got Two Brothers Comics in the house. Justin Birch, comic book letter extraordinaire. My man Seawood hanging out. Got to get ready for work in a few. I see TMNT and Big Book in the title. Whatever it is, I'm sure it deserves. Congrats. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, right on. Captain Comics. What's up, Steve? Good to see you, man. No doubt, Seawood. Appreciate it, man. And Flash by Night. What's going on? Good to see you. So, all right. Let's have a drink. You gotta have a drink first. Sometimes you gotta have a drink first. So we got 8 people hanging out. Not too bad for a Sunday afternoon. We don't usually go live on Sundays, so this was just something I've been kind of talking about, a book I was gonna pick up today, and I told everybody that I've been making moves, trying to move some of my my personal collection in order to pick up some funds to grab this book. Now, as you can see all around me, you know what I'm saying? I'm a turtle guy. I love the turtles. I grew up watching the turtles. I had all the turtle action figures growing up. I've got all the turtle action figures as a grown man. So turtles are a big deal. When I started getting into comic books, of course, at some point I was going to gravitate towards the turtles. I stayed away from it for a long time because it was always something that seemed expensive to me. Well, it wasn't until a couple of months ago turtles actually got like expensive to me. You know, most of the turtles books would be in range for most people. You know, within the last 6 months, I would say it was 6 to 8 months ago, most of the turtles books, even the #1, you know, if you really dug down deep and strapped down, you could obtain one, you know, depending on, you know, how much you really wanted it. And recently, anything with these green bald-headed dudes on it is just through the roof, went crazy. So it's like I waited too long to really get into where I was like, all right. Maybe they're not as expensive as I thought they were. Let me try to grab some. So I've picked up a #4. I've got a Raphael #1. I've got a #3, all first prints. And I've got some other really cool turtle books. I got that cool movie adaptation back there for the first issue. And yes, I'm dragging this out. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep myself under control a little bit with what happened today. How do I fast forward to the unboxing? I know, man. I've got to ease into this because of how my day went today. So Friday night, as I was getting ready to go to bed, I was up here doing some work. I was getting ready to go to bed and just flipping through Instagram. Now, Back-to-Back Comics, they are one of our LCSs here. It is my personal LCS. And boom, there you go. LCSs. Thank you to all those guys. Back-to-Back Comics, Marietta, Georgia. They have Instagram accounts. They don't do YouTube, but they have Instagram accounts. I have put their links in the description here. Please go follow both of them. They sell books on there. They've uploaded a ton of books over the past couple days. Some big dogs are on there too. But flipping through Instagram, I see a picture that immediately caught my eye. Didn't even notice at first it was my LCS. But this pops up on Instagram. And I immediately have to take a minute. And I see Raphael got it. #4 got it. 3 got it. 2 need it. 1 need it. Then I look at the #1. I zoom in on that second T. because that's how you tell a first print from a second print from a third print. It's the blood splatters on the T. So I look at that. I'm like, okay, that's a third print. That's great. A third print is still attainable for me. Second print and first print, no chance. Not happening. A third print, depending on the grade, definitely attainable. Possibly even with layaway. So I immediately hit them up, and I go downstairs and I show my wife, and I'm kind of freaking out. Now, if you look at these books here, these books are in stupid good shape. And so I immediately messaged them. Apparently, these books were like read once, put in the bag and board, put in a box, put away, not touched again, ever. Original owners. So I'm kind of like, oh. So I talked to the guy on the Instagram. Now, I'm thinking I'm talking to either John or Johnny. Well, I'm talking to a guy named Matt, who is also a part of the shop, but he's not there very much. He does a lot of the buying and stuff like that for the shop, and he's up there a couple days a month, kind of sorting and handling some of that stuff. So I hadn't really talked to him or met him before, and he tells me, "Oh man, yeah, these things are perfect, man. These things are great condition. However, I'm going to keep these 4 and send them to CGC, and I'm going to keep them for my collection." Dagger straight through the heart. Oh, dead. Because I was like, he'll probably want to sell all of them together. I was like, well, I can probably find some people I know that would want the number 3, the number 4, and the Raphael, and then I'll buy the 1 and 2, and we'll divvy it up however. So dagger in the heart immediately. And I was like, man, all right, cool. I was like, I really only needed a 1 and 2, but I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And then he tells me, I've got a number 2 though. I've got a spare number 2 that I'm definitely willing to sell you though. And he said, I'll send you pictures tomorrow. Just remind me. So I hit him up yesterday. He sent me pictures. Had some spine ticks, a couple of creases. He said, it's probably around the 7.0 range. He said, after you press it and all, probably hit about a 7.0 range. And he gave me a good deal on it. He left me room with buying the book. I would still be doing really good, being a little under fair market value after I got it slabbed. It as long as it came back a 7.0, I was going to be in the green, no problem. And so immediately I go into, okay, I'm not going to pull this money out of my savings account. Just told my wife a couple days ago, I won't buy anything else until after my birthday, because if you saw the Babble-on last night, I ruined the 2 of the things she was going to buy me for my birthday. Already had bought them because I was about to go buy them myself, and she had to tell me so I wouldn't. So I told her I won't buy anything else until my birthday is over outside of my pull list. And now this happens. So I'm like, all right, I got to sell some books. And Dustin doesn't sell books. If you see Dustin selling books, that means he done found something out there that he needs. I have found a book that I got to get, and it is just a little bit out of my price range, so I got to sell books. So I hit up a couple of people, and Southern Comic Geek, he helped me out. Panda, he helped me out. They got me halfway there. I'm still got some stuff to sell. If you guys are interested in buying anything, I might show some of it off at the end of the video. We'll see, but you can hit me up on Instagram. So I got enough of the money up that I was okay with going ahead and purchasing the book today and continuing to try to recoup the money to put back into my bank account. So hit him up this morning. We're all good to go. We're set. He's going to go to the shop today. I'm going to meet him up there. We had some stuff to do, errands to run, going to go get Halloween costume for the kid. So I get to the shop and I walk in and we're talking, kind of, meet and greet, first time we'd ever met. And he pulls the book out. He pulls this book out, and I'm like, I know I looked at the pictures good, right? Like, what's going on here? And he's like, I'm like, this is first print. He said, yeah. He's got like an English accent. It was really, really cool, man. I love people who have that accent. But this guy was super cool, super nice. And I'm like, is this a first print? He's like, yeah. It's a first print, man. It's a first print. And I was like, this is not the book we were talking about. Yeah, man, I know. Look at this book. Would you look at this book? So it's TMNT number 2. Look at this. Somebody in there tell me, does anybody in their right mind think this looks like a 7.0? You know what I'm saying? Not a spine tick one front or back. Not one crease on it. White pages inside. Look at the black, man. Ain't no spine ticks on there. He said, yeah, man, I decided to go ahead and give you the better looking copy for the same price. Oh my God. Even right now, dude. Whoo! Oh my God. A first print, number 2. If this thing does not hit at least bare minimum 9.0 after a press, I mean, I wouldn't even know what to say. I mean, it would absolutely blow my mind if this did not hit at least a 9.0 after a pressing. I mean, it is insane. It is absolutely insane. You know, and when I buy kind of more expensive books, you know, I always, first of all, I always talk it over with my wife. That's always something I have to do, is talk it over with my wife. I'm so excited. Have to talk it over with my wife, and she knows, I'm not just gonna go nuts and go spend a bunch of money on a book. One, if it's not worth it, and you know, if it's not a good deal. She knows I'm a bargain shopper on any and everything. It don't matter if I'm buying socks and underwear at Walmart, comic books, cars. It don't matter. I'm gonna bargain hunt every time. I gotta breathe. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. So I was telling her, I was like, look, babe, I was like, this is what this book is worth in a 7.0 from CGC Slab. This is the price on it. All right. This is what it's selling for. Showed her listings on eBay of these books selling at this price. I said, I'm getting it for $50 cheaper than that raw. I said, and of course, I'm going to inspect the book. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to look it over and make sure that I'm comfortable with paying this price and believing it's going to hit that, so that after I get it back from CGC, I know I'm right there. Not because I want to resell the book, but any book I buy with the mindset of, if I lose my job tomorrow and I have to start getting rid of stuff because I got to pay my rent, I got to start with this stuff first, because I got less than 30 days to pay the rent, and the run fillers ain't going to do it. So that is my mindset at all times. And that's not just with this, it's with anything I buy, whether it be vehicles, you know, motorcycle, guns, anything I buy that is not necessity. That is my mindset. If I lose my job tomorrow and I have to start selling my stuff off to pay my bills, to keep food on the table and a house over my family's head, you know, am I going to be able to at least get my money back? That was my mindset going in. We came outside, and she really, like, I didn't really like lose my mind right there in the shop. He knew I knew that he knew I knew what he just did for me, though. And I got in the car, and I'm just sitting there looking at this book, and my wife's like, what? And I was like, you don't understand what just happened. I said, you don't have a clue what just happened. I said, this guy just gave me a book that is probably going to hit at least a 9.0. I said, I was paying for a 7.0, expecting a 7.0. Now, I went in there absolutely knowing 100% I was going to have buyer's remorse when I came out, because anything over like $100, I have buyer's remorse. Now, this was over $100, but I have buyer's remorse super bad. Anything over $100. I got in that car, buyer's remorse, nowhere to be found. I don't know where it went, but it was nowhere to be found. And I explained to her what happened, you know, the grade that this book is probably going to hit. Then I show her prices. I show her a 9.8. You know, do I think this is going to hit a 9.8? Probably not. Could it? Honestly, I've seen worse condition books than this hit a 9.8. I've got a worse condition book than this hit a 9.8. I've got it. So I show her a 9.8. It's like 15 grand or something like that. And then, of course, and this made me proud. Like, as a comic book husband, this made me proud. She said, well, what's a 9.6 worth? I'm like, you know what a 9.6 is. My wife knows what a 9.6 is. All right, let's look up a 9.6. So I show her a 9.6. Then she's like a 9.4. I show her a 9.4. We go all the way down to a 9.0. And she's like, babe, like, no matter what, like, you got an outstanding deal. Like, no matter what. And I said, exactly. I said, this guy just blew my freaking mind. I go in here thinking I'm picking up a 7.0 copy of a first print TMNT number 2. This is the second appearance of the Turtles on planet Earth. Okay. Now, we don't care about Mars and Jupiter and all that. Like, planet Earth is what matters. Okay. And this is the second time they ever appeared. All right. This book was probably, I mean, this book probably has DNA from those two guys after it was printed. You know, they were still faking it till they make it at this point of this book coming out. Like, this is, you know, incredible history here. And I'm going in to buy a 7.0, and I come out with something that's definitely going to hit a 9.0 at least. Like, oh my gosh, how does that happen? And I always talk, like, I always see people share these stories. You won't believe what I just got. I got this book and I paid this much for it, and it's worth, you know, 10 times more. And I'm like, man, that's awesome. Like, bravo. That is awesome. Do great things happen to me? Absolutely. I got a first Ghost Rider just handed to me for free from freaking Man Cave. So I'm not saying good things don't happen, but I'm saying, like, finding a deal like this, like, it doesn't happen. Like, I don't hardly ever find a deal that's just like blow your freaking mind like this. So to experience that and have that happen, like, I mean, it blew my mind. And I immediately, you know, I messaged Matt and let him know how much I appreciated him. Number one, appreciated the conversation and finally getting to meet him, but, you know, handing me this book for the price he did. I mean, I was blown away. It absolutely made my day. And I didn't have a store folio. Even if I did have a store folio, this wouldn't fit in it. Okay. This wouldn't fit in that store folio. So I'm sitting here in the car, and now I'm like, okay, we've still got more errands to run. We've got to go to the Halloween costume shop. We got to go grab lunch. Then we got to go to Walmart. Then we got to go to Michael's and Hobby Lobby and all this stuff. Like, I've got to have this book on me all day long. What am I going to do with this book all day? And I told my wife, so I put it up. We've got a really flat dash, and it's got like a buffer up there, so it wouldn't go nowhere. So I sat it on the dash, and I was like, no, flip it over. It was in a bag, flip it over so that the heat doesn't get it. Well, I had to hit the brakes one time, and it moved like this much. I was like, nope. I said, babe, hold it. So she sits it in her lap. I was like, nope, you're done. You don't even, nope, give me the book. I said, hold it. Don't sit in your lap. So then I'm driving. I drove for like 20 minutes like this almost. I was just like, nope, I'm just going to hold it. Can't trust anybody in this car. Can't trust the car. You're lucky we don't just go home right now. But yeah, like, it was serious, man. It was serious news. I'm so outside of my mind excited right now. I cannot believe it. I cannot wait to get this book sent off and pressed and then get it to CGC. Holy crap. My glove box is too small for this, man. My glove box is way too small for that, brother. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's just like, holy crap. If you'd asked me last week if I thought that a TMNT number 2 first print would be something I would buy anytime soon, I would have told you no, absolutely not. And here's the reason why, because my number 3 and my number 4, they are like, I mean, they're at least this good. They're this good a condition. My first print 3 and 4 are absolutely this good a condition. And I was like, man, I don't want to get a number 2. Like, that'll be the absolute best one I have in the run, and it'd be like the worst condition. I would probably do it at the right price, but I don't want to have like my number 2, the best one that in the run that I have, and it'd be like bad condition or something. Like, I don't know, like it just, now I would have done it, but it would have just kind of sat with me a little wrong. But now knowing, like, I've got 2, 3, and 4 first prints, Raphael first print. I've got a bunch of different reprints of number 1. I don't have a second or a third. But you know, I'm gonna have a first print 2 high grade, first print 3 high grade, first print 4 high grade, a Raphael number 1. It's not as high grade as these, but it was a gift from my brother. It's signed by Eastman, so that's plenty good enough for me. I've got a awesome looking last run in ash can. I'm probably gonna be sending in my my shattered variant for number 1 that Hudat helped me get. And then I'll have slab copies of 1, 2, 3, 4 and Raphael number 1. And those are all that's all of the oversized issues from the Turtles run. And that's like incredible to me, man. I would have never thought I would have ended up with a number 2, especially in this condition. And I know I kind of duped everybody and kind of sat around putting on Instagram like, yeah, it wasn't what I expected when I got there. It wasn't, though. I didn't lie to nobody. Was it clickbait? Maybe a little bit. But for the 32 of you watching, I hope it paid off a little bit, you know, because I wasn't lying. It absolutely had no idea I was going in there and picking this up. But yeah, it's outstanding, man. Absolutely outstanding. And definitely big shout outs to my LCS and the guys there at Back to Back Comics in Marietta. Like I said, their Instagram accounts are both in the description, so please go follow them. They sell big dog books. They sell sketch covers done by artists locally here that look really good too. But they have a lot of books for sale on their Instagrams. So yeah, I'm going to definitely be sending this off very soon. I've got a CGC what I'm sending to CGC next video coming out next week. So make sure you guys check that out.